Hi everybody, it has been a while since I've done a video where I'm sitting in front of the camera, so I just want to say hi, welcome to the video. And I got a pretty positive response on a similar video that I did like this, which was should you move to Vancouver, Canada as a Black American? So thank you to everyone who liked that video, who commented on it. So I wanted to do another one because if I have information on a particular place, this will be a channel of everything travel, because I've traveled to quite a few places, advice, girl talk, money advice. My credit is 801. If you haven't watched that video, make sure you check it out. Just everything, okay? Racism too, all of that. And this one is, should you move to Vancouver, not Vancouver. If you want to see that video, go watch it. Should you move to Calgary, Alberta as a Black American? If you're interested in that video, keep watching and let's dive into it. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of information on Calgary, Alberta. Calgary is on the west coast. Vancouver is, British Columbia is the most western province in Canada, and besides that is Alberta, which is the province right next to British Columbia. So how do I say this? To me and to a lot of people, Alberta is probably the most redneck province out of all provinces in Canada. I don't know why a Black American would move to Alberta, especially Calgary or Edmonton, but anywhere in Alberta. I don't know why a Black American would move to Alberta, especially if you're trying to escape racism, because it is probably the most conservative province out of Canada and the most racist, even though there's racism all over. I think Toronto is the city is very racist, but they have a lot of, it's like a melting pot, so there are a lot of cultures. And I also think Black people in Toronto, from what I've heard, because I've never lived in Toronto, but from what I heard, they deal with a lot of police issues, just like the States. But Calgary, Alberta, which Calgary is a city, Alberta is a province, is its own kind of animal. It's very, it's very racist. Some of the positives, now you're like, why would I move here? My boyfriend is from here, so I had a reason to come here. But what was I getting at? A good reason to move to Alberta, especially if you are skilled in certain areas, especially when it comes to jobbing, is the pay. It is one of the most highly paid, most lucrative provinces you can live in, besides if you live very far up in the north, in the Nunavut area. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I'll try and make sure I leave the name. Other than that area up north in the Yukon, Calgary, Alberta, or Alberta, the province as a whole, pays very well. The minimum wage in Alberta is $15 or 15 something. And that's on the low end. That's like if you work at McDonald's and Burger King or whatever. And most other places that you're working at, since that is the minimum wage, are going to pay you way higher than that, okay? And even some low paying jobs like, you know, fast food, you know, retail, there's people aren't getting the base pay. Because especially if you've been there a while, you've gotten your raises, whatever the case, you're getting paid more than $15 an hour. Now, is it expensive to live in Calgary, Alberta, or Alberta as a whole? I think it's more expensive to live in British Columbia, only because they have extra taxes. So, and then rent in British Columbia, especially if you live in Vancouver, is way higher and you get paid less. So if you're gonna get a better bang for your buck, Calgary, Alberta is the place to be, because you get higher wages, plus the cost of living is slightly cheaper. I think rent all over in the States, in Canada, has skyrocketed, especially since the pandemic. Gas has skyrocketed. Are you going to pay more in gas than in the States? Absolutely. Gas here is what, like $1.49 a liter, and there's what, four liters in a gallon, I believe. How many liters in a gallon? How many liters in a gallon? So just about 3.78, so just about 4. So if it's 149, let's say 150 a liter, and you need 4, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's just about $6 a gallon for gas. And then food is very expensive. Milk, eggs, like your basics, bread, compared to the States, food is way more expensive. Rent right now, honestly, I think rent is comparable, especially in places like, not like Alberta, like let's say you're coming from Alabama, rent's gonna be way cheaper there, but also you're getting paid way less. But right now, compared to a place like Tampa, they said in Tampa, rent has raised 35%. In Miami, rent has raised 50%. So the rent cost, honestly, it's not worse here. They're both bad no matter where you go. So if you have a chance to come here and you're paying similar rent amounts, plus you're getting paid more, this is the place. So should you come here, if you have a reason to, like love, if you have a great job opportunity, you should definitely come here. You're gonna definitely get paid more. If you like the mountains, yeah, let's talk about the beauty. If you like the mountains, come here. The mountains are very close to Calgary, which is the city. It's beautiful. You're an outdoorsy person. You like hiking, you like skiing, sledding, you like snow sports, you like the cold, you like dressing up in, big coats, you like living in a winter type place for most of the year. This is a place for you. If you want long summers, it's not. The summers are very short here. Sometimes I'm like, did we get 2 months of summer maybe? Because spring will be here and it'll still be sometimes so cold. If you are a more conservative dresser, this is the place for you. If you're a more liberal dresser, don't. When I first came here from Florida, like Florida is very liberal, especially in clothing. And people here, they'll look at you sideways for, like, people are wearing scarves in June. I'm like, why are you wearing a scarf in June? Like, it's crazy. And also racism. People here, I feel like they're like, they want to be baby Alabamians. They want to be baby Kentuckians. They want to be baby races. Like, you'll see people here with Confederate flags, and it's like, you are the most northernest place. Why are you, like, did your ancestors fight for the South? Like, what is going on here? I guess you just agree with the racism. It's really weird. It's really weird. But you do have there's a lot of African people here. So you'll have people from Nigeria, people from Somalia, people from Ethiopia. But the thing with that is they all stick in their own groups. So as a Black American, it can be very hard to find your tribe, because the Nigerians stick with the Nigerians, the Ethiopians stick with the Ethiopians, the Somalians stick with the Somalians. So it'll be kind of hard to break into that circle. And not only if you do break into that circle and you find friends outside of, you find friends who are from the continent, culturally, we're so different. It's just, we are. Now, a lot of Africans have started to take on Black American culture, like baby hairs. Y'all know Black Americans, we've been doing baby hair since 1990. And then it died out. It wasn't popular. Like, if you were wearing baby hairs, it's like, why are you wearing baby hairs? And then we brought it back, and now everybody in Europe, Black Americans in Europe, Black Americans in Canada, Black people on the continent are wearing baby hairs. Even non-Black people are wearing baby hairs. And it's like our music, you'll see a lot of, they listen to our music, they wear a lot of our fashion, because we as Black Americans, we're not wearing like freaking cultural African clothing, because we're so far removed. We've been in, Americans for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, but they're wearing our style of clothes, things that we invented, our style. They pick it up from our TV shows, they pick it up from our music, so they emulate, a lot of our stuff, especially a lot of our sayings. We come up with like facts or, you know, whatever we say, they're saying a lot of it. So will you be around black people who are not Black American who have tried to adopt Black American culture? Yes, but they still have like their cultural foods and their language. You know, our language, we don't know where we were from in Africa, so they have their language, and if they're talking to each other in their language, you can't really get in on that because you don't know what they're talking about. So that can be kind of hard. But then there's also in the last video I said in British Columbia there's a very, very large Asian community. In Alberta there's a very large like East Indian, Pakistani, like those kind of cultures, Muslim, like there's a lot of that, especially in certain areas. Like it's very, very condensed. And what's really interesting is, as a Black American in America, you deal with racism from white people, of course. And then you deal with racism from a lot of white Hispanics who want to adopt the racist white ways. But it's really interesting to me that when you come to Canada and then you have people who ran from their own country, such as, you know, some East Indians or Pakistanis or Muslims or whatever, and they are racist to Black people, and they're not even Canadian, like they're immigrants. It's really weird to me. So if you're okay dealing with that, come on. There's a lot of, especially like the more interior that you get, like Saskatchewan, you know, Alberta, there's gonna be the Aboriginal people, which this is their land. But even them, even though they've dealt with a lot of issues from white people taking their land, treating them like, in Canada, they treat Aboriginal people like crap. But even I've seen them be racist to Black people. Like, so you getting it from all over. So you cannot, the issue with being, and this is kind of like another topic, an issue with being Black American is America's your home, right? But you deal with racism in your home. And then you say, oh, I'll go to a place like Canada, and you deal with racism there. But you're like, this is not my home, so let me leave there, because if I'm going to put up with it, I'm not going to put up with it in your country. I'm going to put up with it in my own country. And then you're like, oh, well, let me go to Africa because that is my homeland, my ancestors. But then you have Africans hating on you for jealousy. I'm telling you, I'm sorry. It is what it is. Like the Nigerians want to call Black people Akatas. Or they'll hate on Black people and say Black people in America are lazy. It's like, we built America. You ran from your home. Go make your home great and then talk to me. Look, I'm just being truthful here, and people aren't gonna like it, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna circle back around. Should you move to Calgary, Alberta as a Black American? If you like racism, if you don't like racism, if you're leaving to get away from racism, this is not a place for you. But if you like it you like the mountains, you like the outdoors, you like cold weather, and you have a reputable skill that you can get paid a lot for, this is a place for you, because you're gonna get paid money, okay? So that's my video. If you have any questions, make sure you leave it below. I just wanted to do this video because I wanted to do it for a while, and you all liked my video on Vancouver, so I thought I'd come and do this one here. Of course, I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.